having a fabulous halfway through the week Wednesday. Let me know how your week has been going in the comments as you come in. Let me know if you are part of the Aries crew by leaving hashtag Aries crew, or let me know if you are a first time watcher by leaving first time watcher in the comments. I want to give you a shout out for stopping by and spending part of your day here. Welcome to Aries Rose TV. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Aries Rose, and on this channel we talk about streaming shows, movies, TV shows, world news, local news, politics, celebrity news, basically anything I find interesting. I come on and discuss with my Aries crew. We go live weeknights pretty much almost every day and sometimes on the weekends as well. So if you like pop culture, world news, local news, politics, if you like a little bit of everything, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk about a range of topics on here. All you got to do is hit that subscription button. We'd love to have you a part of the Aries crew. It's free to join, and then hit that notification bell so you can find out every time I go live, post on the community page, upload shorts, and all of that good stuff on the community page. YouTube has changed up that community tab there, and you can also talk back to me. So all you have to do is be a subscriber, and we can have discussions on there. If there's topics, trends you want me to talk about, or just something to bring to my attention, questions you may have, you can post on there and I'll respond back to you. I use the community tab pretty regularly, so go ahead and check it out. Love to hear from you on there. Tonight's show is going to be a special show just dedicated to Diddy. So the verdict has come out in the trial. We got to get into the details of what was going on there, what he was charged with, what he was not charged with, what the next steps are. He was also trying to get out on bail after the verdict came out. So we got to get all of the details, and we're going to pull that information up and run through everything that happened today so we can get caught up here, because we have been following this Diddy trial. So this is pretty much a culmination of, I want to say it was like 7 or 8 weeks of all the testimony that's come out, all the things that we've learned about Diddy. So very curious to see. You probably have seen some stuff on it, but we're going to get some more background about what's going on with those charges and what the verdict was. So stay tuned. Make sure you got your popcorn, your drinks, you're comfortable. Let's get ready to get into the mess, because this Diddy trial was definitely messy. And then, we got to do a recap now that it's over about things we learned, because it was a wild set of testimony that was going on with this trial. So stay tuned, because we are about to get into that. And also, if you are on Instagram, follow us there, Aries Rose TV, and I'll follow you back. Let us know you're from YouTube when you go on and follow us on Instagram. We're trying to grow over there, and then we do post movie reviews. We're going to check out previews of movies. Also go on and do different posts about things that are going on. So that's another place where you can connect with us over there. So love to hear from you. And also, if you are a small business owner, you have a service that you'd like to collaborate, let me know. I will post here in the description box contact information. Would love to work with you, and you can reach out to me there. And let's get into this Diddy trial. So the verdict has come out. I feel like this has been going on for such a long time. So the fact that the verdict is here is kind of trippy. And I think this is right on time, because the 4th of July holiday was happening on on Friday is when the 4th is. So I know they weren't going to have court during that day, and the judge kind of wanted to have it all wrapped up. So it looks like everything worked out for the timing here. And let's get into what his verdict was. So today was a big day here, and he was found, he was found not guilty on the biggest charge, which was the RICO charges. And that's what the feds really wanted to get him on, and that carried the highest sentence potential. So he did not end up getting charged with that. We're going to take a few moments here for some comments we got. We got Kaiser Impact. Welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. And Arida, might be saying that wrong. Welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate you. And now we want to get into what was going on in this courtroom here. So this reporting from TMZ, this is Diddy's defense. We slayed the dragon, but not done fighting. Diddy was found guilty on 2 of 5 counts in his federal trial, which could land him in prison for the next 20 years. He's not getting out on bail prior to sentencing, but his team of lawyers are declaring victory. The music mogul's co-lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said Diddy and the jury system won Wednesday because the jury in his criminal trial found him not guilty of racketeering and ex-trafficking. Agnifilo said RICO and ex-trafficking trials are like fighting fire-breathing dragons, and he says Diddy slayed this dragon. He was only found guilty of lesser charges related to purchasing or paying for people to do adult acts with. Speaking on the steps outside the courthouse, Tini Garrigo said it had been extremely difficult to prepare for trial while Diddy was incarcerated in MDC, Brooklyn. She said she's been saying it for months. Diddy did not actually assault anyone. She said the media got it wrong every day for 2 years, and she said the jury found her client did not ex-traffic anyone. Brian Steele thanked his defense team, colleagues, and thanked the press for writing truthfully. Nicole Westmoreland said, quote, "Thankfully, we have a right to a jury trial in this country." She commended Diddy for battling for his freedom and said they're all proud of him. She urged the media to report vigorously on the acquittal. Xavier Donaldson, Jason Driscoll, Alexandra Shapiro, and Ana Estavo also spoke and thanked the judge, the jury, the press, and the city. As you know, Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in paying for adult activities and not guilty on racketeering and ex-trafficking charges. A few hours after the verdict, Judge Arun Subramanian denied bail and said that Diddy displayed violent and dangerous behavior in the past, like when he beat up Cassie at the Los Angeles hotel. So let me know your thoughts on his denial here of bail. And Diddy's family left the courthouse shortly after the verdict was read, and his mother Janice gave a thumbs up to the assembled crowd. Cassie's lawyer, Douglas Wigdor, also spoke to the press, saying his client was happy Diddy was found guilty, at least in part, and faces significant jail time. Later on, a Diddy supporter made a ruckus outside the courthouse, cheering at the news and seemingly arguing with someone who didn't agree with the three not guilty verdicts. After the verdict, Diddy's lawyers argued in court that he should be released from custody prior to sentencing, though the government argued against it and won. Diddy's trial began in early May, and we heard testimony from 2 of his ex-girlfriends, including Cassie and a woman only identified by her pseudonym Jane, Don Richard, Kid Cudi, and several of Diddy's former assistants, including Mia, another woman testifying under a pseudonym, testified against him during the trial, and Kanye West even made a brief appearance. The verdict came down Wednesday morning while we were live streaming from inside the TMZ newsroom, and it shocked many. The gallery at the trial broke into applause after the verdict was read. Diddy's team put together a comprehensive bail proposal offering $1 million bail bond and regular rug testing in exchange for his freedom, but a judge denied him bail. A hearing about expediting his sentencing is set for July 8th. So let me know your thoughts on this. Are you surprised that he did not get charged with RICO, or do you think that that makes sense now that the trial is over and we know what the verdict is? I don't think, and that seems to be in step with what the jury thought as well, the prosecution did a good job of showing it was racketeering. I don't believe that Bad Boy was created to be a criminal enterprise. I think it was legitimately a music business, and there were just other things that he did that just happened to have a connection to it because Diddy was the head of Bad Boy, but that I don't believe was the intent of Bad Boy Entertainment at all. So I felt like that one was a stretch. I'm kind of surprised because they say that the feds have a pretty high conviction rate. So I'm shocked that they brought it and didn't really have it so slam dunky. I don't know if it's because it had to be done so quickly? If they would have had more time, would it have been different, or would it be the same case they would have put forward no matter when? I don't know. But, clearly they didn't meet the burden of proving that, at least to the jury, for them to find him guilty. And let's get into some more reporting from TMZ about this Diddy verdict. And as you come in, let me know what city, state, or country you're from. I'm going to see who is watching the live here. Give you a shout out. And this one is Diddy trial prosecutors take monumental loss. This reporting from TMZ. The Diddy trial is mostly in the books after the jury acquitted him of the most serious charges, racketeering and trafficking, and prosecutors are coming out looking like huge losers. Diddy learned his fate Wednesday when a jury of his peers reached a verdict in his criminal trial case, and they only found him guilty on a pair of lesser charges: 2 counts of the Mann Act, transportation for paying for someone to do adult acts across state lines. The Bad Boy Records founder skated on the bigger charges, and there's no way prosecutors would have brought this case if all they had on Diddy was a offense of paying for somebody to do adult activity. Jurors weren't buying the prosecution was Jurors weren't buying what the prosecution was selling when it came to racketeering and trafficking, and the feds failed to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. I do agree with that. Looking back, the fact that prosecutors held a press conference to announce the indictment and ended up talking about baby oil seized from Diddy's homes in federal raids made this case even stranger, and there's some question if this was all a publicity stunt from prosecutors looking to make a name for themselves. Diddy is still in custody because the judge denied him bail pending sentencing, but he came out a winner today, and prosecutors came out big losers, and it will be interesting to see the sentence the judge imposes. Stay tuned, and we definitely will be watching, especially since he's not able to get out yet. We're going to be watching to see when his next court date is going to be for sentencing for the trial. And let's get into a few more stories here because this was pretty big headlines for today. All right, so we got a few that we're going to get into here. So this one is reporting from TMZ. Diddy will spend 4th of July in jail. Judge denies bail. And Independence Day did not come early for Sean Diddy Combs. He was hoping for a taste of freedom after spending the past 9 months in a Brooklyn jail, but he was just denied bail and will remain in custody pending sentencing in his criminal case. As you know, the jury found Diddy not guilty of the 3 most serious charges, the 2 counts of trafficking and 1 racketeering. They found him guilty on 2 counts of the Mann Act, transportation for paying for someone to do adult acts across state lines. The defense immediately asked the judge to have Diddy released on a $1 million bail while awaiting sentencing and appeal. Prosecutors argued Diddy qualified as a no bail convict because of potential violence and flight risk. Ultimately, Judge Arun Subramanian ruled in the prosecutor's favor. The judge said he denied bail because Diddy was not able to show he wasn't a danger to the community. The judge said Diddy's defense conceded during the trial Diddy was a devier, and he says violence was depicted in the Cassie beating video. What's more, the judge said Diddy got violent with Jane in June 2024 after the feds raided his homes in March 2024, which he said showed a disregard for the law and propensity for violence. It seems the jury made its decision quickly because an hour into the deliberations Monday, jurors asked the judge to admonish juror number 25 to follow instructions. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out 11 of them seem to be leaning towards a not guilty verdict on a serious charge. Diddy was planning to go back to his home on Star Island in Miami Beach, Florida, but he will have to wait. The judge said sentencing is tentatively set for October 3rd, so it looks like he'll be back in a few months, so he's going to have to wait a while. but he indicated he was willing to move up that date, and he said a court hearing for Tuesday on the matter of expediting sentencing. Diddy's defense and prosecutors are divided on the sentencing. The judge noted Diddy's attorneys say sentencing guidelines start at 21 months, with prosecutors saying the sentencing guidelines start at 51 months. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think he's going to get some years? It's my understanding from the different people I've heard speaking here that it could be up to 10 years for each charge that he did get charged with, each count that he did get charged with. It could be up to 10 years each for those. But since he's a first time offender, it may not be that length of time, since I believe 10 years would be the maximum. So let me know what you think he may end up getting sentenced with in the trial. It sounds like he's not going to skate by without having to do any time, but I wonder if he'll be given the maximum amount of time. Let me know what you think in the comments. And then we got a very interesting story here. I've seen some stuff on this, but I didn't get a chance to see it completely, so I'm reading this for the first time with the Aries crew here. And this one's reporting from TMZ. Diddy fans break out baby oil outside the court. And they got some photos of people with the baby oil on here, so maybe we'll post the ones that are appropriate enough on here, but you can definitely see them here on this TMZ article if you're interested. We've got one staple of a freak off outside the courthouse where Diddy just skated on the most serious criminal charges against him. His fans are lathering themselves up with baby oil, and it's all on video. It's pure madness on the streets of Manhattan right now. A bunch of folks have gathered to celebrate the Diddy trial verdict, and they busted out the baby oil on one woman's upper body parts, even made an appearance with her oiled up upper body part spilling out of her top. Diddy's use of baby oil in freak offs was a huge part of the 2-month trial. The feds made a big deal about seizing 1,000 bottles in raids on his homes, and his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, mocked prosecutors for endlessly talking about baby oil when it came time for his closing argument. Cassie talked about baby oil too during the testimony. She recalled her first freak off with Diddy and testified Diddy said she needed to use baby oil so she would be glistening. Prosecutors can find some more baby oil right now if they just step outside the courthouse and walk the streets. So it looks like people who are happy that Diddy got off here. I don't know if they meant to just mock or if that was their way of celebrating here, breaking out the baby oil. So um, looks like baby oil might get a spike in their stock here since his acquittal. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts on the trial here. Do you think that the verdict that was reached was the right verdict? Do you think he should have been found guilty on all the charges? Let's keep that conversation going. We will be live again tomorrow night. We're going to be live on a little later time tomorrow, but I'll post that on the community tab. But we are still going to be doing the show. We're going to also do a show on the 4th of July as well. It's probably going to be a little bit earlier in the day. We'll do that in the beginning of the day, but we're still going to have a show, and we may slide one in on the weekend. Just keep checking that communities page here, and I'll post if we'll go live or not, because we do need to do a review on the Jurassic Park Rebirth film. Jurassic World Rebirth, really great movie. I think it took me back to like the original Jurassic Park. What I loved about that movie definitely carried that essence. Scarlett Johansson was fabulous. So we got to get into that, because you can go out and check that movie out now. And I want to give you my review on there, some thoughts about things that worked and didn't work. And then we also got to talk about Megan 2.0. That movie recently came out. So I want to share my thoughts with you on that one, do a little review on the movie so you know whether or not it's worth going to pay and check out. If you're on the live right now, we'd love to have you a part of the Aries crew. All you got to do is hit that subscription button and then hit that notification bell so you can find out every time I go live, post on the community page, upload shorts, upload videos, and all that good stuff. If you're on Instagram, follow us at Aries Rose TV. Let us know you're from YouTube and we'll follow you back. If you have a business or a service that you'd like to partner and advertise on the channel, I'm going to link my email in here. Reach out to me and we can see about working together and collaborating. So offering sponsorships on the channel. Would love to work with you if you are interested with a small business or service that you want to advertise. And if you've been on lives previously, you're aware of this. If this is your first time on the live, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you stopping by. Recently lost the father to my two younger children earlier last month in June. It was an unexpected, sudden passing here, and we were not financially ready for this person to pass. And we'd like to put on a memorial for a space where we can come and celebrate his life. He's got younger kids who won't have the benefit of having him there while they're growing up. So we want to have a space where people can come and share memories about their dad. Just come and have a space where we can heal and talk about things that we really liked about him and will miss about him. And we need your help to make that happen. I'll link a GoFundMe here in the description. Any donation that you can offer is greatly appreciated. It's been a pretty tough time for us adjusting to it because, we're relatively young and it was not expected. So we're definitely trying to figure out what life is like navigating without this person being here. And it's a journey. It's a journey I'm going to talk about on a live because it's something I never thought that I'd be dealing with, and you just think it's something that's going to happen when you get older, and you feel it's going to be at a different phase in life. And I guess one of the things I learned out of this is there are things that are out of your control that you just have to go with what path is laid in front of you. And in this instance, that's just what I'm trying to do here. So I want to work through that. I've been writing down notes about my feelings, different emotions that are coming up because somebody else may be experiencing this too. So once it's kind of not so fresh, I'm definitely going to upload a video about that because it's been quite a journey. And I think it will be healing for me to be able to look back on that as well as time passes to kind of see what that healing process is like for me. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the support on the channel. Please share the live out. But anybody that you know loves entertainment, world news, local news, politics, we like to talk about a little bit of everything here. Thank you for helping us reach 1,800 subscribers. We're on the road to 2,000. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time of the day you may be watching this, and we'll see you tomorrow.